Well, good morning from day 166. We're at the Notch Hostel and we are gearing up and getting ready to get our shuttle ride back to the trailhead. Neat little place here. I'll kind of wave the camera around just in a little bit, but we slept well last night. We've got a long climb this morning. I think that's going to be our story for the next while. But once we're up on the range, I think we're up there. We've got over 5,000 feet of climb today, so it's going to be a slow slog, a little bit over 10 miles today. But the good news is we're supposed to have good weather, and we should get over, I think it's Franconia Ridge today, or that's not right. I'll tell you in a minute. But anyway, we're getting ready to gear up and get out, and we'll talk to you shortly. Well, this is the other side of the camera here, looking back at the hostel. Big, huge house here. Lots of rooms. I think they can sleep 30 people here. Very clean hostel, very well organized. Well run. They've got some tent spots back here. So really nice place to stay. Glad we were here last night. Love to stay another night, but we need to get on up the trail. So we'll talk to you when we get out there. Here's another little thing. Springer Mountain, 1,817.8 miles backwards. And then over here on the other side, oh, there's the fire pit. Mount Washington, 40 miles. And then this is the big one. Katahdin is 373.1 miles. So we are getting ever closer. Well, after 0.9 that we don't count because it's sideways miles, we're finally back at the Appalachian Trail and this bridge that I showed you yesterday at the end of the video. So we're going to cross the creek and fairly shortly start going uphill. And we're promised that today's traverse is going to be much like yesterday's. Not excited about that, but it is what it is, and we got to hike it, so we're going to make the best of it. Well, we have reached our first junction. We're going to be going to the left, which is uphill over rocks, and then the Flume Side Trail goes back down to the right. So we're 2 miles from the Liberty Spring campsite, which is kind of close to the first upish kind of a thing. It's really kind of odd because we get up there and we flatten out for a little bit, and then when we get over on Franconia Ridge, then we bounce up and down some more. We've got quite a few 4,000 footers today, but the good news is we'll be kind of nearly at that level by the time we get to them. So I'm hoping it's not going to be an insane day. The first 2,500 feet up is the big climb, and then spread out over the rest of the day, we've got about another 2,500 feet. So it's going to be a busy day, but we'll make the best of it. Well, this is the Liberty Springs tent site. We just met the caretaker, and he was explaining to us that $15 a night, but when we get to our campsite tonight, we can pay $10. We get a card, and the card is good for a half-price campsite stay and lots of reduced price soup and sandwiches and that sort of thing at some of the huts. So definitely we'll be taking care of that. This is the way downhill trail that we came from, and the water source is right over here. So we're loading up our water. We're drinking and cameling up, and then we've got about an 8-mile trip before we have more water. But hopefully we'll get up on the ridge, and it'll be a good easy hike today, or easier once we're not going straight up to get to elevation. Well, this is where we've come from, Liberty Springs Trail, the Appalachian Trail. And out this way is a blue blaze out to Mount Liberty. It says it's 0.3 on the sign, but the guidebook says 0.5. Here's what I think. We're headed for the Franconia Ridge Trail. We have got good weather. I think we are going to get lots and lots of views here. So I think I'm going to opt to not do the Mount Liberty Trail and instead make our way on out to Franconia Ridge. You can see just in the last little bit, terrain has changed. It's not going to be flat, but I think some of our steep climb is done for the day. Not all of it, but at least for the moment. So we're headed towards Franconia Ridge Trail, and we'll see you up the way. All right, pulling out the old wow card. This is not all that we're going to see, but it's absolutely some of what we're seeing. This is the views that we've been hiking 1,800 plus miles for. And we're going to get up on the ridge line here shortly. We'll be up to a little haystack, Gavin says, in 0.3. Yep. And we're going to keep going from there. But so far, the climb has been worth it. Beautiful weather, knock wood. Wow, another higher view off the trees a little bit further. Still not to the ridge line yet, but we're getting there. And man, this is phenomenal. Oh, just a few steps further, we are in an alpine zone. So We knew we were going to get here. We should be up on the ridge here shortly. And we're going to have lots and lots of views, I think. Yep, wow. So this is the other side of the mountain. We're still not up to the ridge yet, but we're getting there. You can see through the trees how gorgeous this is. All right, pulling out the old wild card again. This is phenomenal. Probably you're hearing wind in my ears, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna video anyway. Absolutely gorgeous. And I'm assuming, I don't know this, I think this is Cannon View, because I think that's Cannon. We were on the other side of it the other day. I don't know whether that's a hut or not. We've also got, I don't want to pan slowly, over here, out this way, there's another, looks like a structure. So I don't know if that's Garfield hut or not. That may be where we're headed. But Franconia Ridge is right there, and you can see the people up on the top up there. Well, we have made it to Franconia Ridge. This must be Lafayette right here in front of us. And then, oh, little haystack, yes, that's correct, Hawkeye said. Little haystack. And boy, views for days. We could not have handled or mail ordered better weather for our views today. And our trail goes up and over this, and it's going to be like this for a few miles. All right, here we are. We're on the top of the haystack. Get ready to follow Franconia Ridge. And the views up here, unbelievable. I'm going to turn around and go backwards now. What you see? There's snow right there. Gorgeous. Well, up on top of a little haystack, there's a cairn marking the top. I'm going to do a quick look around. There's Hawkeye. He's not a mountain. Don't make the mistake. There's a big one ahead. Really awesome. Here's where we're going. Words cannot express how gorgeous this is up here. So there's a little haystack, and we are headed across Franconia Ridge in the best weather that we could ever have hoped for. Still moving forward across Franconia Ridge. This is just unbelievable. Absolutely gorgeous. Sorry about all the wind. It's windy up here. It's beautiful nonetheless. You may get tired of seeing this long section of unnarrated video, but this one's more for me. I have wanted for so long to be up here on this ridge, and now that we're here in beautiful weather, it is unbelievable. Well, greetings from Mount Lincoln. That's where we've come from. Over there's Lafayette. And we've been following the ridge right along through here. And we've got a bit to go yet. But gorgeous up here. Beautiful weather. Unbelievable views. And we're going to continue following the ridge for a ways. For that, I think, is Lafayette. Well, continuing on. Hiker ups here. Here says there was just a bear hiking this slide right here. So we'll keep an eye out. But for the moment, this is the trail in front of us. Kind of tucked down in this little area here, resting from the wind. This is the top of Mount Lafayette. Views behind me. We're getting ready to head up the trail towards Mount Garfield is our next climb, but we've got a long steep downhill before that. And then we get to the top of Garfield and then go down a little bit to Garfield campsite in Garfield that. So we'll check with you up the way. Well, we've left Franconia Ridge behind. We are back now in the trees. We've come down. I think now we're getting ready to go up some more, it appears. And that may be good because Mount Garfield, I think, is in front of us, and that stands between us and our shelter or tent site area. So hopefully we're getting close to the end of our day, but we're plowing forward nonetheless. Well, we are about to start our final ascent to Mount Garfield and our campsite thereupon. We got this little lake up here that I wanted to show you. I don't think we'll get a better view of it, but it's pretty. Lots of lily pads and greenery all around. Wow, it's hard to believe, but that's where we were. And we've come down the ridge line over here to the right, down through here, and now we're coming up this way. We've got about half a mile to go to our campsite. So we're gonna plow our way forward, but I wanted to show you all that we've seen over here, because I guess that's probably the 3 peaks that we've done today, right there. Well, that's where we've been. Well, I think we have reached our home for the evening. If we can stay here, Garfield Shelter. I believe I'll stay there instead of in a tent, if that's a possibility, but we got to find the caretaker and make that arrangement. So I'll keep you posted. Well, I'm going to call an end to our day. We did make home in the shelter right here. It's really a neat place. We're the only two in there. There's a lot of tent folks that are here. It's kind of neat. I'm going to show a whole lot, but there's a covered cooking area here. Bear boxes down here, privy down there. Caretaker lives up here. This is actually a site operated by the Appalachian Mountain Club, and they charge you a little bit of money to stay here, and that goes back into keeping the property up to date and rejuvenated and so forth. And they've got a special deal for through hikers. I'll have to tell you about it tomorrow because I haven't read the back of my card, but I know we get half price at subsequent campsites because it was $10 to buy the card here and to stay here tonight instead of $15 for a regular hiker. Through hikers get a special rate. And then we get half price stays at subsequent campsites. And there's some other perks like free soup and drinks and things like that at some of the AMC huts that we'll come into contact with. So beautiful day of hiking today. Could not have asked for better weather across Franconia Ridge. And we're going to just call it a day today. Don't know what our day is going to look like tomorrow yet. I haven't studied the maps and the plan, but it's going to pale in comparison today, I suspect. So we'll check with you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us.